Welcome back to another player review. Today I'm looking at second inform Matuidi. For those of you that don't visit my channel often, check in the top right there for my Road to Glory series. But let's look at his player stats. He had 80 pace, 79 dribbling, 69 shooting, 85 defending, 81 passing, 81 heading, high work rates, 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves. This is his in-game stats now, and you just see everywhere so many green cards. His aggression is fantastic, interceptions at 93 is amazing, and that physical ability there is just unbelievable. Now what I'm going to do is, as I've done with Gareth Barry, which I reviewed yesterday, if you've not seen that, feel free to check it out. I'm going to look at, first of all, his passing, because for me, a centre midfielder needs to be able to pass the ball. That is, in my opinion, the primary thing that I want or I look for in a centre midfielder. Now, his stats said he has 81 passing, I believe it was, but it was woefully undergraded. His passing was absolutely fantastic. There wasn't many games where I can remember him misplacing too many passes. Now, again, in centre mid, I like my players to sit directly in the middle of the park, whereas they can find that little bit of space and just then knock the ball forward to the more attacking players or out wide. Just find that space in the middle here, as you just see there. He's in acres of spacing. He's just bide his time and pick out a pass. And for me, second inform Matuidi was perfect for that. Now, the downside for me was his lack of sort of creativity and his inability to finish off chances, but we'll get into that in a minute. I believe that if you get this guy and change his card into a centre defensive midfielder, you're going to be absolutely laughing, because he's got the pace, he's got a lot of strength, as you'll see some clips coming up in a minute where he just wins the ball back so often. His tackling was fantastic, as I said a minute ago. His strength was brilliant. After that, his ball control is brilliant and his passing is brilliant. So he's the sort of person that for me was just perfect to win the ball back in defensive midfield, and then just pick up a pass to a midfielder or a winger, or even go back to your defenders. Obviously, it depends how you play the game, but for me, I like to keep possession. I like to pass the ball around, and this guy was perfect. But because he was in centre mid and he's got high attacking work rates, sadly, I'm going to have to put that down as a negative, because he's so inclined to get forward, whereas you would prefer somebody else for, like, I played him in a flat 4-4-2, which is obviously my mistake. But every time I wanted Sammy and Nasri, I managed to get Matuidi, and it was, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's decent enough, but he wasn't the sort of ideal person to be on the end of a lot of chances. Now, you may have saw at the beginning there, I got myself 2 goals and 1 assist. I look back at all my clips, I'm not even sure what the assist was. But in terms of the 2 goals, he has, I think it was 85 heading, but he's only 5'9", so you can't expect too much from that. But as you see here, this is a decent header. Well, he's 4 yards from goal, so he's not exactly going to miss, but his positioning there is brilliant. In terms of his finishing was 66 rated, which is big negative. Obviously, if he's in centre mid, you're not going to want him there all the time. But I like my centre midfielders, as you just saw them miss the ball. I like my centre midfielders to be able to finish a chance. He's got decent shot power, so maybe it was just myself. I got a bit more used to him towards the end, but I was missing chances that honestly should have been put away so often. And no matter what I did with this guy, I tried to finesse it with him, I tried to just power it. This one here is horrific. I don't know what he's doing. He's finessing it with the outside of his left foot or something like that, when it's just a tap-in. As you saw, I got the headed goal, and I get the second goal with him here, an absolute bundle. And I mean, you're not going to miss that with anybody, so it's not really worth bigging up. Altogether, I'm going to give him 7 out of 10. Defensively, I'll give him 9 out of 10. Attacking-wise, it's just not good enough for me, so it sort of ruins his card. It's a bit of a shame he's got high attacking work rates, because if I could have him in centre defensive midfielder, and he just sort of sit there, I'd be delighted with him, but sadly he didn't. But that's the review, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you see, if you want to suggest me players to review next time, any comments, suggestions, etc., etc., leave them below, and I'll catch you all next time.